I have the privilege and honor to introduce an extraordinary woman. I had the unique privilege to interview her this past summer. Miss Vera Sharav, who is a human rights activist, a world-renowned human rights activist, a longtime medical freedom warrior, and a child Holocaust survivor. Please give it up. Take your phones out. Make sure this goes viral. Miss Vera Sharav!
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm here to touch the third rail, what nobody is allowed to touch. And that is where we would be going if this does not succeed. Okay? 88 years ago, that's 88 years ago, the German people elected a tyrant who took away their freedom and controlled their lives. But the German people were obedient. Their failure to resist the tyranny resulted in the genocide of millions of people, and it destroyed Europe for decades. That tyrannical regime lasted for 12 long years. The Nazis, their genocide was first targeting the Jews of Europe. They amounted to only 1.7% of the population. Today's Nazis want to eliminate 90% of the global population. I'm not making this up. I wish I were. If we don't want to wind up as ashes, we have to resist. Today's dictators are using the exact same methods. Fear-mongering to maintain us in a state of fear and paranoia and to be obedient. And damn it, most of the world is kind of going along to get along. I don't know about America. I have my hope that it won't happen. As someone else stated earlier, yes, the world is looking to America to take the lead. What is so amazing to me is that even as the dictators are shown to be lying over and over, the people seem not to notice. They lied about the origin of the virus. They lied and inflated the number of deaths attributed to COVID. They lied about flattening the curve by isolating us and lockdowns. They lied about the value of masks, and they continue to lie that there are no treatments to treat COVID except for the experimental vaccines. They lied.
Not a vaccine.
Under the Nazis, medicine was perverted and turned into a weapon of mass destruction. That's what differentiated the Holocaust from all other genocides until now. Today, the medical establishment has once again aligned itself with government and cast aside the Hippocratic oath, first do no harm, which is the only reason we trust doctors, because they're sworn to first do no harm. The first casualties of the murderous COVID public health policies with the elderly. Nursing home residents were medically murdered. In the United States, in Canada, and in Western Europe. Notice, these are the wealthiest countries with the highest standard of living. Andrew Cuomo. His executive order to hospitals not to treat the elderly caused 15,000 people to be killed, medically murdered. He is a mass murderer who should be on trial for crimes against humanity. Just as some of the Nazi perpetrators were on trial at Nuremberg. Deadly COVID policies continue to kill hundreds of thousands of people. Doctors are prohibited from prescribing medicines that cure, medicines that are safe, medicines that have been used for decades, medicines that are fully FDA licensed. Why? Why are doctors forbidden to use these?
Because they work.
There are several reasons. The existence of curative medicines eliminate both the medical and legal justification for exposing everyone to an experimental, hardly tested for safety injection, which we don't know, as someone before me said, we don't know what's in it. We do know that a very important ingredient is redacted. It's redacted from the patent and it's redacted from the FDA label. Why? What's in the shots? In just 8 months, these shots have killed more people and caused more severe illness than all the vaccines for the last 20 years combined. What's in the shots that's different? Especially since they are injecting it into, they want to inject it into everybody. Why are healthy young people dying of heart attacks after the shot? Why are healthy young people getting blood clots in their hearts, in their brain, everywhere? Why are thousands of vaccinated pregnant women miscarrying? What's in those shots? It's no coincidence if that's what they're trying to convince you. Doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers who have witnessed the carnage are leaving. They're exiting because they will not take the shot. They know what it does. And I guess we should learn from them. They have the experience. That's real life evidence. Why are government officials in such a frenzy to get every man, woman, and infant vaccinated with this shot? Why? Why are they using coercive measures to force people? Why? It's more than the trillions in profits. I believe there's a far darker reason. You know, the Holocaust didn't begin with Auschwitz. The Holocaust came in stages, escalating stages. Stages of humiliation, persecution, deportation, incarceration in concentration camps, as I myself experienced, and the final destination, which was to be extermination. Today, the unvaccinated are being demonized as spreaders of disease the way the Jews were at that time. It was a lie then and it's a lie today. The unvaccinated are being marginalized, discriminated, and disenfranchised for exercising their human right to refuse an invasive product that they don't trust. That's our right. That's our right. It's very hard for me to bear witness again to the demolition of a civilized society. Hostility against the unvaccinated has been deliberately fomented. It's to intimidate us into obedience. Let's talk about digital health passports. These are the gateway to a totalitarian surveillance society. The technology is designed to strip us of our freedom. Digital passports provide government and the tech people, the high-tech people, their partners all the time. They provide them with a weapon which can control our behavior and enforce obedience. They're designed to include far more than vaccination records to get you into a restaurant or a concert or a bar. That's just the beginning. Digital passports will include our biometric identity, facial identity, DNA, you name it, and our medical records, employment records, banking and credit card transactions. If you disobey, access to your own documents can be shut off remotely. It's quite a weapon. As a matter of fact, the Nazis of the Third Reich would be absolutely jealous of this digital tracking, surveillance, and control capabilities of the current technology. How many know about CDC's plan for involuntary isolation of vulnerable populations? You keep hearing vulnerable populations that they're trying to protect, only somehow they wind up killing them. Okay, these are green zones. The CDC calls this the shielding approach. The shielding approach. Now, as a survivor of a concentration camp, I guess I can smell a rat when I see, Green zone shielding means incarceration in distant concentration camps where few return. Another ominous signal is the listing of the unvaccinated as domestic terrorists by Homeland Security. That's pretty ominous. It tells you, I think, a lot. Gives you a hint what they've got in mind. Primo Levi, who was an Auschwitz survivor and wrote a great deal about what the Holocaust meant, he warned, it happened, therefore it can happen again. It can happen everywhere. But I guess if all of us unite and resist and get a lot of other brothers and sisters of all denominations, this is about saving humanity. It took the Germans 3 generations when the grandchildren asked their grandparents, "Where were you?" How would you like that to happen